So here I'm going to talk about casting, which is the process of changing something from one data type to another. Let's presume I've got a variable called cost and I set it to $4.99. I then want to print out the item cost is, put a pound sign, put a comma because we know you can do that, write the variable correctly, and then when I run it, I will get a printout. Now this works because print allows commas with different data types in them. But if I was to try and save that text somewhere or do something clever with it in some sort of game, it might not allow the commas in between. And also Python adds a space for every comma, and this makes this look weird. So really what we want to do is add cost to this string. But this will not work because, as previously explained in a different video, you cannot add a float or an integer to a string. It needs to be a string added to a string. So we need to cast it. So I could do it here by doing this and say cost is equal to the string version of cost. This will permanently alter cost to be a string version, essentially as if I did that. Now I know a lot of you are thinking, why didn't you type that? Let's presume that the person we got this from some sort of somewhere else, some sort of file. We loaded it in and it was a number. So, or they typed it in, or it's a calculation we've done in science that only comes back as a float. It doesn't matter right now. It could be a total of all the balances, whatever. So here I've permanently changed it. So now that will work and it will print out the cost and it's added it on. This is not the normal thing to do though, because now cost is permanently a string. So if I then try to add some cost, that will not work because now it's going to say you can't add a integer to a string. So what people tend to do is not permanently change it, but just change it here when they're going to use it as a string. So this doesn't change cost permanently. What it does is it's saying add the string version, but keep cost as $4.99. The same thing happens, but if we do cost equals cost plus 1 and then print out cost again, this will work out fine and it'll be $5.99. So that's how you convert it. Notice that's str and not string. Okay, that's just in Python. Some languages do actually use the word string, and there are some other ways of doing other languages, but this is the common way to stick the data type and put a bracket around the thing you want to convert. It is possible to convert things from integers to float. Not very common that you would do that, but and if you do it, as you notice here, so if I print out the integer of cost, you don't need this space. I just do it to make it look nice. It will round down. It always rounds down. There are better ways to round numbers than just randomly doing int. And you can do the opposite with, if I just do float, then it will convert it to a float. It's not very common that you do that. It's nearly always back and forth between a string or a float or an integer. But often in the exam, you might get something weird like this. And then it goes add 5 to the age, and it will go like age in 5 equals age plus 5. And it'll ask you, what's the error here? How do I fix it? And a lot of students will say something like, oh, get rid of this. But really they want you to, it'll even say something like there'll be dots here or something, or here. And it doesn't want you to edit that line. It wants you to write something in here. So you would go like age equals the int of age. And you're going to convert that to an integer. And then you can print age in 5 years is 23. There you go. That's this video.